So Ernesto, do you remember? Let's refresh our memory, shall we? Because today's like super connected to last time. Yeah. So last time, what happened is, if you remember, I would give you a graph that was in. Oh, welcome back, by the way. We were sad without you. Especially Marlene. She was very upset.
I didn't expect that from her, but okay.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, but she barely knows me.
Well, you have a powerful impact on people, and I barely know you too. So, yeah. So, Evelyn, last time we learned about this right here. And the thing we learned is that the number that's in front of the x is the slope. And that's rise over run. So you go up and over, right?
Yeah.
And then Yaki, we learned that this number over here at the end is the Y-intercept. So if you had a graph that was like, I don't know, like this, so if you had a graph like this, right, Jacobo, and you were asked what's the equation, all you would have to do is you have to figure out two numbers. You have to figure out what's the y-intercept, which is right there, and you have to count the slope, which would be rise over run from here to here. Jackie, is that a positive slope or a negative slope?
Positive.
Positive. So it's positive 1, 2, 3 over 2, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the y-intercept is minus 3. So that would be the equation of that line. So that's the one thing we did, right, Ernesto? You're good with all that? All right. Uh-oh. Interesting. And then the other thing that we learned how to do is, given something like this, I gave you some shortcuts so you could graph it without having to do a t-chart. So it's really easy. You don't have to do very much math, you just have to count. See, Evelyn's like, oh, hell to the yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, that reminds me. I've had some prototypes made.
Oh my god.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
From what?
Yeah.
That's one. I'm going to do another that says math, not meth. Or math is my math. I don't know. And then this one, right?
Yeah.
Hi, Gabby. And then the last one, I think I'm going to do them all in black with the letters like the first shirt. But this one you don't really get because we don't do that level of math in this class. But what happens in algebra, every time you get frustrated, and it's really frustrating, and you want to cuss, what the factor? Because what's going to get you unstuck is you're going to factor, and it's just going to work out great. So what the factor? I used to have a big sign in my room at the high school, big giant sign that said, what the factor? And it worked really well. All right. Hi, Daniela. Are you having a better day today? Yeah? Okay, good. So, anyway, sorry to get distracted, but I had to share those with you because I thought they were good. Yeah. All right, Ernesto. The other thing we learned how to do is if I gave you something like this, you were supposed to be able to graph it, right? Yeah, Gabby? Yeah. And there's like just 2 steps. Evelyn, there's just 2 steps. You do the y-intercept first. What's the y-intercept for this one, Jacobo? For this equation?
404.
0.4. So that means like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, right? Positive 4. That number right there is the y-intercept every time. We learned how that worked on Tuesday. So every time you go to whatever that number is on the y-axis, put a dot there. Okay? And then from that point you count your slope, which is right here. -1/2. So that means we're going to go down. But since we went down, we're going to go to the right, and that will give us a negative slope. Connect the dots. And we're done. That was it. Right, Jackie?
Or you could do -2 other one.
Yeah, or you could go up 1 and then -2 the other direction. And you still get the same line. Right. Yolanda, how is that for you? Like, do you feel confident that if you had that and I asked you to graph it, that you could do it?
Actually, no, because I couldn't tell how you got the one on the right, the bottom right.
This one here?
So -1.
So I went, yeah. So I went
You did -1.
from here to here. I went down
yes,
1,
of course.
and then I went over 1, over 2.
I couldn't tell that was 2.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
could do that. Okay. Yeah. You know, there was this guy. He robbed a bank, and he was a very poor, not a very good bank robber. Evelyn, he got caught because his mask was horrible. This is a true story, and it has to do with teaching. It has to do with learning. So, like, his mask was lemon juice. He, on his face, he covered his head with lemon juice. Because he knew, just like with a bottle of lemon juice, and he poured it over himself. So the cashier recognized him. He was caught on camera. So he didn't get very far. He got caught. He had lemon juice on his face because he understood that lemon juice could be used with invisible ink. And the acidity in lemon juice could make some visual things and some other stuff get kind of weird. So he thought, so he understood that. He understood a little bit, but he didn't understand how cameras worked. He thought that the same thing would happen with the ink would happen on the camera, and his face would be invisible. Didn't work. You see, and that condition, what that's called, well, there's a name for it. There's a psychological effect. When you know a little bit about something, and this is true for all of us, when we know a little bit about something, we feel like we know way more than we do. When you barely know something, we feel like we got it all. Not so much in math, because sometimes people in math, they have a bad self-image in math. Right, Ernesto? Yeah. But in other things, we think we know more than we do, and then it gets us in trouble. Right? But then if you look at the other side of Kobo, when you know a lot about something, you often feel like you don't know very much. Or, and this is what happens with teaching all the time, you assume everybody else knows what you know. Like this. To me, I've been doing this so long, I know this inside and out. There is nothing easier than that because I know it so well, and I assume that all the things I know, you guys know. And so I have to make sure I ask questions. Yeah. So the other thing I was talking about, and this part's pretty cool, and that's if you could draw a circle, and this is what you know, right? The things you don't know would be around the edge of the circle. The things that you're aware of that you don't know. There's going to be stuff over here, like in calculus, that you don't even know that you don't know, right? And there's going to be stuff over here about Syrian politics that you don't even know exist. They're too far away from your circle of what you do know, right? So, Evelyn, check this out. This is going to get weird. Everything you know kind of shows you what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But as your knowledge grows, the things that you don't know grow too. The things that you're aware of that you don't know got a lot bigger. The more you know, the more you don't know. As the circle gets bigger, the outside of the circle gets bigger too. And the outside of the circle is getting bigger faster than the inside of the circle. That's why some people say that science is always wrong. Because the more you know, the more you're just aware of what you don't actually know. Facts are in the past and unknowns in the future. Oh boy. So anyway, I've thought about it because you were confused on this thing right here, and it's one of those situations where I know it really well, so I assume everybody else knows it. That's why you have to ask questions. Right? Okay. How does Daniela feel about this? If you were to give if I were to give you something like this, Daniela, and ask you to graph it, do you think you could do it well? Yeah? What about you, Ernesto? Rock solid. Okay. So here's what we're going to do today. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a point and a slope. That's it. So I'm going to say, hey, there's an equation. I'm going to give you a clue about the equation. I'm going to give you a clue. I'm going to give you a point and a slope, and you're going to write the equation like this. So you're going to have to figure out two things, Marlene. You're going to have to figure out the hotness of the slope, and you're going to have to figure out the hotness of the y-intercept. Yep. What do you think, Eileen? Do you understand what you're going to do? Not how you're going to do it, but like what it is we're going to do. So I'm going to give you some clues about a line, and you're going to be able to tell me what the line is.
Or just parts of the line?
Yep. So shall we do it?
Yeah. Oh, Mister, do you have a pen? Because I bought a yellow pen. What is it?
A yellow pen?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Make a yellow pen.
Well, yeah. First of all, what do you write on what?
you have?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Jackie. I was going to give him one, but I was wondering what.
She's all, I have gold.
I have every color. Which one do you want?
What would you write with a yellow pen?
It's because I have art class.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had art class before this class.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Yellow pen. Are you sure it's not invisible ink and lemon and I don't know. Okay. So Jacobo, check this out. Here's how we're gonna do this. I think at first, for the first one, you should just watch, but pay attention and watch. Don't just like sit back and chill, but like think. Because I'm gonna go too fast for you to write, but I'm not gonna go too fast for you to think. So you can follow along, right? So let's say that it said, here's what the instructions are gonna say. Find the equation. That's supposed to say equation of the line containing the point. It's going to give us a point and slope. So it's going to give us those two clues, right? I'm going to show you how to use those two clues to find the equation of the line. Now, Ernesto, when it asks us for the equation of a line, that's like tells you that your answer is going to be okay. Now I'm going to show you a way the book doesn't use, a way that's way better than the book. Way better. This is like a Mr. Brown special. Oh yeah, this is high quality right here. You ready, Gabby? Okay, Gabby. So Gabby, let's say that the point was, I don't know, what do you want it to be?
7-3.
7-3. That is fantastic. Those are two prime numbers. Oh yeah. In fact, if you took the second of these numbers and raised it to the very first prime number and then subtracted the first prime number from that result, you'd get 7. Yeah, yeah. Well, because what's the very first prime number?
1.
2.
Oh, 2.
1's not prime.
What's odd?
No, it's not prime though. It is odd. It is odd, but it's not prime.
Are prime numbers mostly even numbers?
No, there's only one even prime. 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, 3 squared is 9 minus 2. It's 7. See, that's what I did. Yeah. All right. And then our slope. Let's make an easy one. Let's make 2 over 7. Now that might not look like an easy slope, but it will be. You'll see why. Listo, Marlene? You having a bad day, Marlene?
No.
Marlene, how many bad days in a row would you have to have before you decided you were having a bad life? 2, 3? You don't know? Okay, Marlene. Okay, so y equals mx plus b. Yeah? That's what our answer's going to be like. Remember the story about the Pinchy formula way, right?
So we graph it.
No, we're not going to graph it. We're going to find the equation of the line that has this point and that slope. Right? Well, y equals mx plus b that's going to contain that point with that slope. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to plug in what we know. You know that m is 2 over 7, right? So we're going to put that number right there. So So all I'm going to do is I'm going to write the equal sign right here. Equals, so I'm going to do 2 over 7. Yeah? And then, Gabby, this is a coordinate. That's x, that's y. That's x, that's y. That's x, that's y. So I'm going to put the x right there. Do you see? I'm going to put parentheses because it's multiplication. And then the y is right there, so I'm going to put that right here. 3. Now I forgot a little part over there, Eileen. Because you see, we really need two things to find the equation of a line. We need the slope, which they gave us, and then we need the y-intercept. Because once we have those things, then we can plug it in. We can plug it into y equals so Yolanda, you see what I mean by this? We have to figure out those two things there. It gave us this, and what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the x and the y and do some math and figure this out. So we're going to solve for b. You know, SADMEP and stuff. Ernesto, I have to multiply those. These are going to be the same steps every time. I got to multiply those. But what's 2/7 times 7? What do you think, Axl Rose? You have a Guns N' Roses shirt. He's their singer, and that's why your name is Axl Rose. Or are you Slash? Do you know who Slash is? No? Golly, that's crazy. Huh.
You gotta give up the shirt.
I know, right?
I haven't worn that shirt since that day, so
I
no
told
more
you,
Guns N'
yeah, I
Roses.
told you. I had a theory about why you don't wear the shirt anymore, and I told her straight up that it was that. That's
Why don't you wear this shirt anymore? Because you didn't know those answers? Or something else? That?
He asked you.
Cause of you.
Because of you.
Wow. I feel called out now. What did I do? What did I do?
You asked some questions about Beartooth or the band.
Oh yeah. And now you don't want to. I don't want to wear any more.
Now he probably can't even listen to them.
No.
I was just curious because I'd never heard of them.
No, it's.
I know. All right. Okay. So Eileen, what we're going to do every single time we plug in what we know, right? And then we have to solve for b. So we're going to multiply these two together first every time. Now look, we can do that as scratch work if you're not sure. Like that, right? Jackie, you asked me about a tattoo and I lied to you. I said I don't have a tattoo. I actually do have a tattoo. Yeah, it says RBM. You know what that stands for? Reduce before multiply. Come on, you knew it had to be something mathy, right?
I did.
Yeah, so we're going to reduce this. Look, that makes 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So this is just plain old 2. So this number here is just 2. So 3 equals 2 plus what? 3 equals 2 plus what?
1?
Yeah, it's going to be 1, right? Has to be. If you couldn't figure it out in your head, though, Evelyn, you would just go ahead and subtract 2 from both sides. 1, b. So b is 1.
So you have to make it true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, Jacobo, check it out. Our answer is going to look like this.
Yeah.
We have to replace that number with whatever the slope is, and that's 2 over 7. We have to replace that number with whatever the y-intercept is. That's 1. So your answer is going to be that's it. That's the equation of the line that has that slope, that point. Is that going on Snapchat, Gabby?
I thought the Y was always like the B,
It is. It's 1.
but like since right there you have 0.7 and then 3, I thought 3 was gonna be.
Oh, that's the y coordinate,
Yeah.
which is different than the y-intercept. Because you know this line right here is going to go through a whole bunch of points, right? This is just one of the points it goes through. So for that point, y is 3. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Let's look at something that might help you with that. Yeah, watch. I want to show you something.
So how are we gonna know what to do?
Well, we're always going to do these the same way.
So
Yeah, and the thing you confused was what's the difference between the y-intercept and the
Axis.
the y-intercept and the y-coordinate.
Coordinate.
Like, yeah, watch. So here, watch. We have y equals, what is it? 2 over 7 times x más 1. That's our equation, right? So here's your y-intercept, 1, right? But then we had the point, what was it, 7, 3.
7.
So check that, that's over here. Oh, where'd it go? Ah, see, look, 7, 3. So here I'm going to freeze it.
So basically that one's just giving you the whole line, and the other one's just giving you 1 point of the line?
So yeah, it gave us, so here's what it did. It told us that this was our slope, 2 over 7, right? And then it tells us that it goes through this point, 7, 3. And in order to answer the question, we have to figure out what this point is right here. And we use the formula to do that. Yeah.
So this is the one that you're finding the y. What is it?
Y-intercept.
Intercept.
Correct. So we have a point, we have a slope, we have to find the y-intercept. You said that perfect. Let's write that down.
And the other one, it gives you the y-intercept, but you're finding something else?
For the other one, we're just graphing. So watch here. Let's do that, Jackie. Check this out, Jackie. Man, we're gonna put a big old heart around this one. Oh yeah. That's exactly right. Dang. Jackie and Fuego. So we gotta find the y-intercept. Ernesto, you know why I wrote that down?
To remind us?
Yeah, so, well, a couple reasons. You're right. I am trying to remind you, but I'm also trying to show you how you take good notes. Because I learned this the hard way. I used to think that all of this right in here were the good notes. These aren't the notes. Those are the steps. These are the notes. These are the notes. This is just the work. You're gonna, if you look at the work, it doesn't help you remember how to do it. This is what's gonna help you remember what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Ready, Jacobo? You want to try one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Man. Alright, so let's try one right here. So, same instructions, right? I'm going to give you a point. What number should we use for our point, Yolanda?
6.
6?
And
2? And let's say we're going to have the point 1/3. Yeah, there we go. So Jackie, you know what to do? You think so? Come on, Vamanos, say everybody, let's go. Come on, let's get to it. You know you can do it. Where are we going? Froggy Waters. That was a good episode. You seen that episode, Daniela? No? Oh man, Swiper was causing all kind of trouble. Huh. ¿Qué pasa? let you know.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. 6/3 is 2. And now what is it?
Then just get a right answer. So you can write, so you see the y equals mx plus b, you replace those two.
That means over 1. No, 6
Yeah, I
over.
think so.
So 6/3, so it's 2.
0. Okay, good. So y equals 1/3 x,
We divide.
right? Because you don't need to do it with 0.
Yeah.
Right, one's plus zero.
Lo vas a quedar ahí.
Did you get it, Evan?
Nope.
No, I thought it was gonna tip over.
No,
I get it like that.
So this
You
is
don't get it?
No, because I wasn't here last week, so I'm just like,
Yeah, that's true.
Because at this point,
I'm gonna just sit there and wait.
you have a line, right?
Well, plug it in.
Oh, sí, pero
Plug it
the
in
phone number
first.
is.
Plug it in, you know. So, the, it's y equals mx plus b.
Right
You have to
back.
plug it in.
Right back.
Right.
Let's switch where y equals mx plus b. Okay.
So plug in what you know.
Se cancel one, right?
So it helps me to say, okay, this is x, right, and this is y.
Así es.
No, but you forgot
Así es
the
divided
y
6/3 is 2.
equals, right? So you know that m equals 1/3. So you're
Yes.
gonna do
Multiply this.
equals 1/3
If it's 18, I think you're right.
times 6.
Porque si es.
6 over 1, basically. So write that down over there.
Es
Equals
así, mira.
1/3
If it's 18.
times 6, basically, because that's the x, right?
Yeah.
So kind of, yeah, so put 6, so basically it's 6 over 1, right? And you're gonna multiply.
You subtract
So
one
what
from
is that gonna be?
Don't these two like cancel each other out?
Exactly.
Did you get it,
So 3
Jacobo?
goes into 6 how many times?
These are got stuck.
2.
You get stuck? What'd you get stuck with?
This is 2, right?
Oh,
So then.
No, I can see right here.
2.
Hmm.
So in this one,
So.
I.
Oh.
And then in this one,
So then what?
But 1/3 of 6 is 2. This is b.
wait, what's B?
That's b right there, not 1. That's
Yeah,
b.
that's.
Know that,
So this is right.
so y
Except that's
now,
supposed to be a B.
this y, this one
Oh, you still keep B?
equals
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, you don't know what b is
So you're
yet.
gonna put 2
That's what you're trying to figure
equals-
out.
and
It
then
was 1 last time
this.
because 2 plus 1 is
okay,
3.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot that step.
2.
Yeah, so you don't put
And
anything for
then
B, right?
Yeah, just leave it B.
You need to solve for b. So
That's
2
funny, leave it
plus
B.
equals 2.
So you, in this one, you don't multiply, you reduce it.
Correct.
2 plus what equals
If you can.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully you can most of the time.
0, right? So 2 plus 0 equals 2. So that's b. So b equals 0. So then when you plug in that 0, you're basically left with
So you can
y equals the slope, 1/3 x. And you don't need to do it for 0 because it's so that's your answer. That one. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I got it too.
Yeah, we still got, okay. I bet you guys won't go on strike during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Actually, that's what I suggested.
To make my life easier? Aw.
Yes. Yes.
No, that's not fair. How funny.
One year, I don't know if you were here yet,
Uh-huh.
I won all the raffles.
You did?
Not all.
Cool.
But
one
I won
day?
every day, and some days I'd win twice.
So no, yeah.
Because I figured out how to, I ended up, I figured out how to fold my name on the paper so that it would be grabbed more
Oh my
frequently.
god.
So then they figured out, so I told them, I confessed what I had done. And so then they put them all and they folded them all themselves, and I still got drawn. Because I was just lucky, I guess, but it was hilarious. Everybody was, they were like, yeah, they were mad at me. Like, you're cheating. Like, Miss Mangello was furious. Yeah. And I was winning stupid stuff that I'm never going to use, like a haircut.
Oh, here.
Yeah. It's not stupid stuff. For me, it was like, I'm going to get my nails done or something. It's like,
Yeah.
all right. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay. Jacobo, got this one right? Yeah or no?
Yeah, good.
Did you get 0 for B?
Yeah.
What? Did you get 0 for B? What about you? Alright. You should wear more concert t-shirts because you're educating me. I mean, look, I taught you this thing, right? And you would never have learned that in another class. Right? Right. Okay. So, should we go over it just to make sure, or you tell me? Evelyn, you want to go over it just to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay, Evelyn. So look, Peachy formula way, right, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to plug in, this is what I mess up. I want to put the 6 here because it goes first. But the 6 doesn't go there. Y goes there. Y is 2. So 2 goes there. 2 goes there. 1/3, right? And then 6 here. Reduce before you multiply. 1/3 of 6 is 2. B has to be 0 because 2 plus 0 is 2. So if you were to subtract, so you couldn't figure out, that's what you got. Now, Gabby, did you work today? No? Okay. Gabby, you need to figure out for your answer those 2 numbers right there. It already gave us one, right? It gave us this one. So all we got to do is figure out that number, which is 0, so we just need to write our answer then. Now you could write 0, but you don't have to write that part right there. You could also just write this. I don't care which one you do, it doesn't really matter at all. It's the same. What do you think, Evelyn? Yeah?
Yeah.
Al 100.
What?
Okay. Alright, Evelyn. So we're good on that, Evelyn? 100%?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we try a trickier one?
Sure.
Sure, why not? It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, right? You know, whatever. Okay. You ready, Ernesto? Okay, Ernesto. What if I gave you, 0, 0, 1. Equala. Man. Come on there, Wolf Mother. You didn't check them out yet, did you? Oh boy. You're making me sad. Yolanda's got this one, huh?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that's easy, but then it's not easy because it looks like it can't be that easy, right? It feels like it's a trick. Like when you're a kid and you like see some money on the ground, you're like, this has got to be a trick. Or like there's a candy bar and you're like, wait a minute. Where's my mom? She's gonna yell at me. Jackie's got this. So Yolanda, do you like this kind of thing better or the graphing thing better?
This part.
That's what I figured you were gonna. That's what I figured you were gonna say. Yeah, it's weird because everybody's a little different. Some people like the graphing way better, and they don't like this at all. And some people hate all of it. Right, Evelyn?
I got this.
I know you got this. Hi, Oscar. How are you doing today? Good. Did you get it, Jackie?
Yeah.
Jackie, why don't you check with Yolanda and see if you got what Yolanda got?
God, it's secret sometimes.
Oh.
Just
Did you get it, Marlene?
Yeah.
Did you get what Eileen got?
Oh, yeah.
Was that a yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. You got it too?
Having my doubts. So, because it's a single number, like this one.
Andrea?
Any natural number or zero?
Yes.
Because your answers always kind of look like that. White. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool one. That's something we got last time.
Zero.
In the scheme.
So siempre
Not like in the
Exactly, we
corner,
always have
it's
the
como
slope. The end part.
Zero.
Sí, pero no hay computer ese ya.
In the back, I think.
Es que los son más chiquitos, ¿sí?
What's zero? So right here, right? Zero equals.
Because they put more.
Right? Keep dropping that part. What's one times zero?
Sí se puede sentar ahí.
What's b?
Zero.
Oh, no, write it this way. That's where you put it down.
Oh.
Oh, just leave the b. So you're
Y
right.
mañana,
Zero's
si
right
quieres
here.
en la mañana, pues el...
Okay, now, what's your answer gonna look like? It's gonna look like this. You gotta figure out those two things, yes?
Yeah.
And it's one, so right, y equals b. Yeah, y equals, and then one, and x. And then plus b.
Plus.
What's b? What is b? Where's b? Where's b?
¿Con él así?
Would that be what? There you go.
So.
Hay que contestarle a Like a gangster.
Yeah, I was thinking about another shirt design, and it would say N is the most important letter in punto. Yeah? I think that's a good one, right? Daniela, is that good? Is that be a good shirt? N is the most important letter in the word punto. Right, okay. All right, Jacobo. Jacobo, that one was good. It's y equals x, right?
Yeah.
You could write y equals 1x plus 0 if you want.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm. Marlene's good?
Yeah.
Okay, Marlene. We're going to kick it up a notch now. You ready? Got your seatbelts on? You got your seatbelts on? Oh boy. You ready? It's going to get intense. You know why it's going to get intense? It's going to be like camping. It's going to be intense. But here's why it's going to be intense. That's why. Yeah. You missed it. You missed all the show. You had got up. Yeah. Snooze, you lose, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, this time I'm going to give you, instead of giving you the slope and then a point, right? You're going to be given 2 points. So here, we'll do it together. Write this out with me right here, right? What is the line? Then how do you know I'm writing? Sorry, I forgot to put that in there. What is the equation of the line? There you go. Sorry. It's Jackie's fault. So what is the equation of the line containing points? Let's see here. Let's do one out of the book. Let me pick one that's not going to have a fraction right away. Okay. -2, -4. And 1, negativo 1. Oh yeah. Come on, vámonos, everybody, let's go. Come on, let's get to it. You know you can do it. Do you know where we're going to go, Marlene? Abuela's house. There's a funeral. She was old. Yeah. I mean, the show's been on a long time. Abuela's got to be old. Yeah. All right. Ready, Ernesto? Ernesto, so we still need the equation of a line, correct? And what the equation of a line looks like is this. And so, Jackie, am I going too fast or you following me?
I'm following.
So Jackie, just like last time, we still just need to figure out these two things right here. But it's a little trickier because we don't have that one. And the other one, it gave us the slope. But we have 2 points. If you have 2 points, you can find the slope, right? Pinchy formula way? Yeah. So the slope, here's how you find the slope in case you forgot. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Oh, there we go. You can see it now? Did you forget how to do that, Gabby? You sure? Okay. Does that mean you knew how to do it before? Oh, how could you forget something you never knew? Oh, wow. All right, Gabby, I'm sorry. It was just a little joke. I'm frustrated. Jackie's been using very hurtful language to me lately. It hurts my feeling. I only have one. I don't have a lot of feelings, just one. Yeah. Okay, Jackie. Jackie, you remember how to do this?
Yeah.
So, does it matter which of these you use first?
No.
Does it matter which goes on top?
Yes.
Oh, which one has to go? Which ones have to go on top?
4 and 1.
The 4 and the 1 have to go on top. Because remember, it's x goes first, y goes second. And for slope, y is on top, x is on the bottom, because it's rise over run. Okay. So, let's see. Let's do, now it doesn't matter which one goes first, you get the same answer either way. Right, Yolanda? Because that was kind of weird. Like, you thought if, like, not just you, but a lot of you guys thought if you put this first, you'd get one answer. If you put this first, you get a different one. But you get the same answer. Okay, Evelyn, you ready? Evelyn, we're going to put this one first, so it's going to be negative 4 minus. Okay? This minus is from the formula. It has nothing to do with the next number. So the next number is negative 1. That's how we have it. Evelyn, I think one thing you're going to have to work on with this is being very neat. Yeah. I know. Okay. Now in the bottom, since we used the 4 first on the top, we have to use the negative 2 first in the bottom. So negative 2 minus, again that minus is from there, and then positive 1. Okay, so that's plus. Negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3 over negative 3. That equals just plain old fancy number 1. So then, Oscar, you know that 1's going to go here when we're done. So here's the tricky part. Am I going too fast, Yolanda, or are we good?
No, it's good.
We're good? Okay, check it out, Yolanda. This is where it gets tricky. It doesn't matter which of these 2 points you use. You just pick one. Because now we have almost the same problem like we had right here. Because here we had a slope and a point. Well, now we have a slope and 2 points. But you only need one. So you just pick one. Pick whichever one you think's easier. I think 1 and 1 will be easier than 2 and 4. Because smaller numbers are easier. Yeah? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our Pinchy formula way. Right? We know that if we use this, negative 1 equals 1, right? Times 1 plus b. We have to solve that. Jackie, you know it's easy to mess up? Kids do this all the time. People do this all the time. They add these 2 numbers right here. They're multiplying. They're doing a cow's favorite math. That's right. So that's negative 1 equals 1 plus b. So to solve it, using inverse operations, we could subtract 1. So negative 2 equals b. So your answer is y equals, let's see, 1x minus 2. You could also write it this way if you wanted. X minus 2. Boom shakalaka. What's up? These ones here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can pick this point or that point. And I just picked that one.
You picked negative 1.
Uh-huh. So y was -1 and x is +1. That's where I got this x.
But if you would have picked the positive one, now there's everything.
So if we pick these numbers instead, you mean?
No, like
Oh.
you picked negative 1. Oh no, I mean.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, you can't switch those two around. That's x, that's
so
why.
So you would have picked negative 4?
Yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a math party now, huh? Because math is lit.
Can I pick the other ones too?
Yeah, you can. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try it. Check it out. That was almost like what happened with Nora in your office the other day. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was funny. You know what happened, Jackie? There's this lady, her name's Nora. I've known her forever. And Nora was talking to Yolanda in Yolanda's office. And Nora's about this tall. She's little. And I saw Nora at a Metallica concert. And it was a huge concert. And Nora got all the way to the front of the stage. And so, I don't know, Nora's talking to Yolanda, and I saw Nora, and I thought of it. And so I walked in, and I said to Yolanda, you know this Nora lady? And then I told the story. And Nora's standing there listening, and she's like, she said something like, that happened to somebody else too?
Yeah.
We were talking about her. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was kind of like that. She didn't know we were talking about her.
I did that too, maybe.
Right.
Something like that. That happened to me too. Yeah.
I know, I was like, Nata! So it's funny. Yeah, it's funny when it happens because, yeah. All right, so, Marlene, you ready? Okay, Marlene. We're going to use this point, that point right there. And our slope is still 1, okay? So, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it so we can see. That's the point we have. We found out our slope was 1. So, write my formula. If you write the formula, it helps just keeps you from making a silly mistake. Because it would be really upsetting if you did all the math right, but you didn't plug the numbers in right. So, -4 equals 1 times -2 plus b. Good? Okay. Now, Jackie, when you're teaching, it's easy to write down numbers wrong. When you're distracted, it's easy to write down numbers wrong. So it's a good idea before you even do the next step, just to make sure that you didn't do anything silly. So -4 is good, 1 is good, and -2 is good. So I got it plugged in right. So let's see, -4 equals -2 plus b. Add 2, 6. Yeah? Huh?
It's a negative.
Well, what?
Wait, what did oh, that's -4. I hate my life. There we go. Sorry. I knew something wrong because I was like, wait, it's got to be -2. And look what I did. That's a silly mistake. I just didn't write the negative when I rewrote the question. Okay, so there we go. -2 is b. So the same answer. Right there. So either way. What do you think, Eileen? Can you handle that? You ready to try one? Sure. Math is lit. Why not? Oscar, before we try I need your advice. Which do you think it would be better saying? Math, not meth? Or math is my meth?
I like the second one.
The second one better? Yeah, I think it's funnier. But it might make people think that doing meth is normal. Right. I mean, we're not in Saladita here, so, you know. Right.
Well, probably for you, but
Oh, yeah, that's true.
math is your math. So.
Math is my meth. No. Gold spray paint's my meth. Okay, so let's try this one right here. I'll pick another one from the book. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. 1, 2, and 5, 10. So everything's positive, so it should be not so bad. Which means everybody's going to mess it up because I just jinxed it. Crud, 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 crud. Eileen, you think you got this? Eileen, you're doing way better than you were doing at the beginning. Why? What happened? The beginning stuff was easier than this. So what happened? What changed? You know? Did you fall down and hit your head? Sometimes people fall down and hit their head and they wake up and they're like, can play the piano all of a sudden or something. Huh. You know card tricks?
What was it?
You know
no,
them?
I'm really trying to learn.
Trying to learn them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to. Not small.
Not anymore.
Uh-huh. But I like to play poker.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I like to play sleeping. I never get to play.
I'm not there yet. I just found the slope. 2 over -4.
You were doing
Huh?
you were doing
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Opposite of that?
Yeah, 'cause I got
Oh,
8.
that's true, okay. So then it's.
Jackie got 8. 4, 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god. And what's that reduced to?
Well, she just said 2 over.
Yeah, negative or over.
Um,
So now it's a negative and negative. Right, equals so it's positive. What's 8 divided by 4? 2.
I knew that they don't have to see it.
Yeah.
Six equals 2.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm such a dork. You did jinx it.
I know, right?
You did.
Oh man, I hate my life. This is just the problem with lemons. Lemon juice.
Alright, gotta start all over.
That's right. 2. So
I didn't know it was a 10. I thought my comma was, I thought the one was a comma. Okay.
yeah, you can have those 2. I think the 2 and the 1 is fine.
Over.
Oh, look, Marlene, look. You got.
So what this one has to do with
That's their slope. That's this number right here. This is the slope formula. You're right there, silly.
-8 over
That's what you did.
-4.
And when you're
Okay.
dividing negative and negative is a positive.
So it's positive 2. N equals 2.
And
Okay.
Hmm?
Then,
Yeah.
and then you just pick any x?
Uh-huh. You
Okay.
could pick 2 or 10.
Wait,
Okay, what
I
this
picked
has to
10.
do with this too?
Wait a minute.
Just a coincidence.
The 2 or the 10 are the
Because I'm
y's.
gonna see us in next one.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
saying for the
For
next
the-
one.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. What did
It
you
won't be
pick?
the same
10.
number.
So
You
what if
picked
I
10.
give it-
Okay, so I'm gonna say 10 equals
So
2
I'm gonna put
times 5.
You got 4
Times
because this
1.
answer was 4.
Cause
Is that number right there?
Oh.
I picked that
1 and
one.
2.
Oh crap.
Super,
So you
we get
pick
the same
5,
keys if I
2.
Well, no, I picked 10 so I could keep the same.
But
Wait,
that's
check my
that's
answer.
that's your Y.
It's
Now
a
you need to
Y.
pick a X.
One.
Like right here.
Any one or from the same coordinates?
I
Up there, too.
Look right here, I connected the two, so I put Y, I put that Y,
Yeah.
Y, and for my
Thursday?
What?
Dang. So it's great with that. Where's your ass?
So you don't have to pick from the same
Think that's right.
coordinate, same coordinates?
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, do you have to pick from the same coordinate, like right there I put the 10, does that mean I have to pick that,
Yes, if you use the 10, you have to use the
I
5.
have to use that 5? Okay.
That's why I use the 1 and 2 because they're smaller. But you get the same answer.
Oh, I picked from different.
Weirdo. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Okay, so.
You all happy today, Jackie? A little bit? Are you done fighting with your mom?
I guess.
Did she let you sleep inside last night?
Because
That was a good one. Daniela, did you get this one? No problems? No? What'd you get?
Y equals 2x plus 0.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's right. That's what Marlene got. Right, Marlene? You got y equals 2x plus
Yes,
0?
she's right.
Yeah, Jacobo?
Yeah.
Jacobo, why didn't you pass last semester?
I think I was too distracted.
Too distracted?
Yes.
Oh, it was,
I think so. I
Isaac's
think I was lazier too.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really what it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if you want to do it, you're going to do it. And are you working like super hard?
No.
No. Just a little
It was
bit.
just paying attention.
Yeah, that's it.
So-
It's just paying attention. Being in the moment is what it's
Yeah.
called. Amazing how being in the moment helps.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ernesto, I was just sitting there watching TV the other day, and then my wife says, "And you're not even listening to me, are you?" And I thought that was a really weird way to start a conversation.
Were you there trying to figure out, okay, what's the best answer?
Oh, it's just a joke. Yeah. 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 So you ready, Jackie? Okay. Oscar, did you get y equals 2x plus 0?
No, I got y equals x minus 0.
But not 2.
No.
Let's check. Okay. So 10 minus 2, right? 5 minus 1, that's 8 over 4, that's 2. Well, if you do it the other way, like you did it this way, you did 2 minus 10 over 1 minus 5, and you got negative 8 over negative 4, and that's positive 2. So either way, you get the same thing, and it doesn't matter. All right. And then I would like to use the smaller number, so 2 equals, and Marlene, you're right, it's confusing when you're just learning and then you get like a number that's repeated, and it's like, well, a 2 is the same as a 2, but these aren't really the same. Because this one's like a location on a graph, and this is talking about how steep the line is, how fast it goes up. So they're the same number, but it's just a coincidence. So anyway, subtract 2, you get 0. So your answer, 2x más 0, or that's it. You guys are killing it today. Yeah, Jackie? Jackie and Fuego hoy. Dang. Jacobo's killing it, Jackie's killing it, Eileen's killing it. Man, you guys are making my life easy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Should we try one more? Yeah? How about we try let's try 3. See how they go. So let's try this right here. That'd be number 1. Here's number 2. Let's try those 3 right there.